what's going on, everybody? Um, Thank y'all for joining us. It's been a few days since we went live. Let me get this thing out of the way so it picks us up. Both of us. Can everybody hear us good? See us good? I hope so. Yeah, hopefully. So this is going to be crazy. Thank you to who brought this to our attention today.
Actually, I'm going to be learning all of this as you all are because I work today. So I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, this is a lot. And this right here, if we didn't follow Michael Vaughan case like we should have, and a lot of this kind of coincides with Summer's case too. And there's a lot of connections. And, as we've seen, we've been putting connections together that are humongous. And I just don't believe in this many coincidences. This right here, what I'm going to go over with y'all is going to be it's not as hard to follow as the other stuff was, but we're just going to be talking about a lot of stuff that connects in ways that you never, that I don't think a lot of people have seen. Like for instance, we got, that Michael Vaughan was taken around 6:30 p.m. around the exact same time Summer was taken allegedly.
What was reported
missing. We don't know, 100% yet, but that's what is, reported by the police. So that's what we got to go on. I'm going to show you some screenshots that connect the babysitter for Michael Vaughan. Just some strange similarities that I had not seen before. So I'm going to share the screen right here in just a second. Let me see who is in here right now. I'll tink my bell. How are you doing? I'm glad you got 3 days off.
Oh, me too. I'm so excited.
Let me see.
Oh, Cam has forehead eyes.
I do. I need to put them down, but they're foggy.
I literally just asked him before we started this. I said, why do you have your glasses? Like, why do you wear them on your forehead? And he said, a lot of people do that. And I said, I've never seen one other person in the world do that. But, okay. Yeah. He said, well, because I can.
Okay. He said, because I have a melangian forehead.
No.
That's what
you usually would say.
Right.
But you didn't say it, so I said it for you.
Yeah, that's true. So these are some names. I'm going to bring this up. So if you haven't followed, this is a lot, and we're still working on this whiteboard stuff, but I think that you can follow this one easily. Let me share my screen real quick.
Take my bell. I don't answer my phone. Actually, they learned very early on not to call me on my days off because I have something to do or I have something with the kids or, whatever. And so they just learned very early on not to call me, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's awful, but
there's a lot of people that are live right now besides us. So this is going to be, I guess when people get time to watch it, it'll gain traction. I think this is very important stuff. So this right here, I don't know if you guys have seen this before. So this is Jennifer Jean Hanna. This is the babysitter of Michael Vaughan. And I'm making sure that y'all can see that well. So we've went over the footprints with Summer Wells' case. And I didn't know that this was, almost to the T.
I really thought whenever I walked in and saw that, I really thought that was about Summer's case. I really did.
Yeah. So, and I'm going to pull up the screenshots because we didn't get to do that on the last live about the footprints and stuff. And we're going to pull that up just to compare. But this Jennifer Jean Hanna, she says, no, helicopters are still up. Dogs are still out. Not a single trace so far. Possible footprint. But on the other side of the highway, he would never cross that road. And then you got these people. I just talked to Cohen, FBI is here, and I didn't get to see the rest of that. But this right here, like the same time of day, around 6:30 p.m., you have one possible footprint. Now, if you're not familiar with the Summer Wells case and that, so they have the very one of the properties in Summer Wells case, there was a property with one footprint. And, a lot of people have speculated and said, is that, was it planted? Was it this? Was it that? I don't know. But it was just one footprint, her scent, dogs alerted on her scent, no scent path in between the two different properties where there was a footprint.
Well, the other property, it wasn't just one footprint.
No, there was 3 on one.
And 1 on the other.
1 on the other.
To our knowledge.
For what we've been told. Until law enforcement releases that, then it's all hearsay, I guess you would say. Speculation. But we do have search and rescue. Dave Rader talked about them. We've had, the property owner talk about them. Now, I'm going to pull those up, too. I have those screenshots from the other case, but I want y'all to pay attention to these names right here too, please. So,
Nutty the squirrel, are you talking about Summers footprints? Because, I've wondered that myself, but then when you think about it, if they were planted, then there would have been a lot of preparation going into this, and you wouldn't think that it would be we don't know what time that she technically went missing, allegedly. We just know what time she was reported missing, what time the calls were placed. So right. I don't know, but that just seems like a whole lot of preparation, and those aren't that close to the property. It takes you a hot minute on foot to walk to where they were.
It's
just because of the inclines and the...
It's 0.4 miles away from the Wells property. It's almost a half a mile. That's pretty far on foot. All right. So we have that. Now, I remember, please keep up with that name. Her name's Jennifer Jean Hanna. And now, the babysitter's husband's brother. Did you see this?
Whoa.
He's tied to Knoxville, Tennessee. Says he's and his religious belief is Satanist. This is a big deal.
So let's reiterate that. Babysitter's husband's brother. So like her brother-in-law. The babysitter's brother-in-law. That's a better way to word that.
Yes.
Not so confusing.
There's all these connections. Now we've put on the other live that you guys watch. We've tied the mocks, which is, and we're going to get into that too. We have more ties to the mocks and all that, even into Idaho. We've already tied those to Idaho, Snake River, all that. Okay, this is kind of hard to follow, but I'm trying to show you where we're going with this. Okay, so there's also a tie to the babysitter through one of the Wells family. Okay, do you know that?
What now? Oh yeah, you told me about that.
It is what it is. So I don't know.
This is speculation.
This is total speculation. We're just putting these ties together, and thank you. It's not us. All this research. There's somebody else, and she prefers to not be named, but she's done a lot.
A lot.
She works on this daylight to dark, and I'm hoping I'm giving it justice by putting it out there the way that we are.
She is awesome.
Yeah. So these connections. So it's through the last name Glenn Eborn. Okay. Now, if you guys, I don't know what this means. I don't know if there's anything there, but so Trish Nelson, do you guys know that name, right? There, so there's Adrian Eborn, who is daughter of Glenn Eborn. They're related, okay, and they have friends. She is friends on Facebook with Monkey's babysitter. I don't know if that's before or after. That's how we've been able to find this stuff. Trish Nelson is the niece of Don Wells through his stepsister. Okay, just leave that there. Now, I'm not implying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that's how we found these connections. Okay. Look, this is what we're going over, so bear with me. I've got this stuff wrote down, and I'm trying to go over in the best way that makes sense for my chicken scratch. Okay. And this will get, it gets even more crazy. So that's where we have those connections. That's where we found that. Okay. I don't know if that means anything or if it doesn't. That's just how we were able to find those connections through this Glenn Eborn and his daughter. So they're related. You're gonna have to help me with this. You don't know where I'm going because you're learning with it too.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We said organized King Cam. Yeah, right. Okay. So, Kenneth Trent is son of Clyda Trent. This is another connection with Michael Vaughan stuff. Okay. He has a vehicle. Now, do you remember what the vehicle was that was being looked for in the Michael Vaughan case? Is this another coincidence? Is it not? I don't know. But, so, do y'all remember? I'm going to ask y'all real quick. Do you remember what the vehicle was that was being looked for in in Michael Vaughan case? Same car. Yes, he has 2005 Honda Pilot. And that's Clyda Trent. Now, Clyda Trent has confirmed, help me with that. She said that she allegedly went and got the boys.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Allegedly. Okay. This is where it's going to get kind of squirrely, guys. White Honda Pilot. There you go, Raybird. Right. He owns the exact same vehicle. Now, I can show you. Now, this is where I have to be careful because we have, when you pay for Ben Verified, you can't really use it for. Okay, now you're talking about the Summer Wells case, Susie Ocean. Now, yeah, that's true in Summer Wells' case, but in Michael Vaughan's case, they're looking for a white Honda Pilot. Clyda Trent's son, who is only now that's right there in. Hold on a second. Let me find my research right here. Let me look through this right here. Okay, yeah, he's out of Utah too, and his address is St. George, Utah. That's 5 hours away from Fruitland, Idaho. Is that mean anything? I don't know. I just thought that was strange when she brought that up to me. That's a big deal. There's too many coincidences. I've never been down a rabbit hole where there's this many coincidences. So we need to pull that down, like right now, that whiteboard. You don't think so?
Like right now?
Like
I
right.
thought we were going to get it done so it looks neat and.
Well, I mean, if we write it right now, then I think it'll go good.
Okay.
You want to? Here, hold this for 1 second. Let me get this. Oh, I drilled it into the wall.
So.
No, we're not going to do that. So we drilled that into the wall.
Whoops.
Yeah. So I'll do it like this. So we have mocks, and look, don't forget about the mock rabbit hole yet, because the mock rabbit hole is still tied into this. Clyda Trent Mary Sexton, Karen Goad, which Karen Goad is Don Wells' mother. They all lived together. Okay? That's what makes this Goad relationship. They all know each other. So the Goads, are the Mocks. Okay, Mary Sexton's daughter married into the Mocks, which is Christy Mock. And I'm going to try to write this down for you the best I can possible. Here, we're going to do this old school. I need your help.
Okay.
So, and this will be our little whiteboard for right now. Okay. This is where it gets, it's complicated when you have to get the whiteboard. Yes, ma'am. It is, April C.
What are you wanting me to do?
Okay.
I see you handing me this, so.
Here's a good pen that writes well.
Okay.
I'll try to.
Yeah, because it's mine. You stole it.
All right. So put the Mocks and the Goads and the Sextons under one. Like, do it sideways, like this. So like this way. Do it like that. Yeah. So we're gonna put the Mocks, Sextons, and Goads under one tier. Okay.
Under one tier?
Yes.
I thought you were making it like.
Well, we can do
headlines,
that. Yeah, we can do it that way. You're smart. You're a woman. You can do it better.
You're smart. You're a woman.
You're a woman. You're more organized than I am.
Since we've made this channel, has he said that you're a woman?
She's smarter than I am. She's more organized than I am.
Okay, so
John Davis said ghetto board. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. Sexton. Goats.
Like this?
Like that.
And then.
All right. And then Trents. You're gonna have to put Trents in there too, because the Trents are these. They all fall under knowing each other. That's what's hard about this.
We're gonna need a bigger notebook.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the Mocks. That's married into Mary Sexton, who was Bill Goad. That's Don Wells' stepfather. Okay. His stepfather's sister is Mary Sexton. Her daughter married into the Mocks. All right. This is where it gets crazy. Now, when I'm going to try to show this.
Okay.
All right. Here's, if you can see it. Here's the Honda Pilot. This is with the VIN number and everything. That goes back to one of the Trents. If this rabbit hole, look, you can take it for whatever you want to. This rabbit hole is big. And there's too many connections. Everybody knows everybody. It runs to Idaho. It runs to Ogden, Utah, all the way back to Tennessee. Why do all these people in Idaho know the lights, know the Goads, know the Mocks? Why are they all surrounding these areas where these children are missing? Now, one could almost speculate and theorize that Michael Vaughan was taken as a way to take the heat off of Tennessee. That's the way that some of the speculation, the way that we were running this stuff down, it's the way it kind of almost looks like. It's crazy. Now, you're going to put Chrissy. I'm going to show you this after we write this down.
She spells it with an I-E, right?
I think so. It don't matter. Mary. Now the house on Center Street, okay? Do y'all remember that address in Kingsport, Tennessee? We're going to be jumping around, so please try to keep up with this. This is where it connects. Do you know the house on Center Street that showed up? So Renda Evans, hold on one second before we go into the Center Street stuff. Now Lips, this is a little different though. This is a little different. These mocks have straight ties to Tennessee, and they're right in the same areas that both these children have went missing, and they both. Now I'm gonna have to even go back and go into a lot of the first stuff that we went into on the first live, but okay. So it all started with John Allen Biggins. If we're gonna have to do a rundown from that, if it wasn't for his arrest, we wouldn't know that these two RSOs out of Sullivan County, or not Sullivan County, out of Hawkins County, one that got busted, and he went to North Carolina to try to meet up with a 4-year-old. If he wouldn't have gotten in trouble, we would have never been able to run this stuff down. That tied into Zach Gully, who then tied into John Mock, who John Mock then ties into. So it's not just one connection into the Mocks either. So it's John Allen Biggins' spouse and Zach Gully that tie into the Trents. And it ties close enough to Clyda Trent, who is right around owning all these properties, who allegedly come and got the boys when was that supposedly that they took? Hold on, let me ask this question real quick and I'll find out.
It would have had to have been after February, right?
Yeah, after February. Hold on one second. Okay. Yeah, that's Lips. And he was former officer. He got fired when they found out about this. Is what's the crazy thing. John Allen Biggins also had connections with Hawkins County because he worked there in 2017. That's what the story we found. We don't know when he transferred.
We don't know when he started there. We don't know when he left there. But in, what was it, May or March? Sometime in 2017, he was working for Hawkins County.
Yeah. And that's not just the first one. So we have him, who came out of Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and we have Richard Chandler, who came out of Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, who went to Kingsport Police Department. It's just a lot of RSOs coming out of Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Why, I don't understand. I don't understand why that is. And Liplocked, if you're in here, you want to come up if you want to. You can maybe help me with some of this too to stay on task. So, Karen and Bill.
Bill here?
Yeah.
I mean, underneath.
Okay. So, yeah. So they said when the boys were removed via CPS, Dawn called Clyda and she picked them up right before he went to jail. Not sure of all the dates. So that's where we're at. Thank you, Viking Paranormal Research. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's a lot. I'm telling you. I understand it's a lot. And then Clyda and her son, which is right here. Right there. No, that's her husband. Sorry. Kenneth. Right there. Kenneth J. Trent. Now, this could be... See if you follow this so far. This is what... Let's see if I can get it. So you have the Mocks. You have Christy. You have Mary Sexton. You have the Goads, Karen and Bill. And you have Clyda, the Trents. Clyda and Kenneth. Okay? Now, this is where it gets hard. I'm going to have to... All right. So this all goes through... Now, this Jennifer, Jean, Hannah, and they're part of what is the guy's name? Warren
Noble
Jeff.
Donna, the Wells boys.
The Wells
Who we're
boys.
talking about when we say the boys.
Yeah, that's the Wells boys. That's who we're talking about.
Sorry, I hate this stool.
I understand. Okay, so she said, yep, following so far. Good. This is just as hard for us, believe me, to try to explain. I can look at it all day and I can read it and follow along that way, but it's hard to explain this stuff. So thank you for bearing with us. And I think that you'll see that there's a lot more connections. There is no way we would go down a rabbit hole like this if there wasn't this many coincidences with it. Okay.
Oh, I want some fried chicken.
What?
Everybody's going to Lip Lock's house.
Did she say she wanted to come up?
She said she's cooking some fried chicken.
So what we've tried to.
But she said, but I'd love to come up in a bit.
Okay. Yeah, she can come up whenever. Just tell me when you're.
That chicken's good and fried.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Okay. So they're the babysitter, Jennifer Jean Hanna's. Now this is going back to Michael Vaughan's case. Okay. The babysitter who I showed did the post about the footprints, and I need to probably just follow along with that way a little better, right? Mm-hmm. Should I pull up the footprint stuff from the guy that? Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. This will make it easier to follow. Help, you can talk for a second while I find this stuff, babe. Oh, it's right there. Thank the Lord. I don't have to search for it. No, that's not it. Hold
on. Yeah, the Warren Jeff stuff, that's crazy. We've watched a lot of different documentaries and things over the years about that, and it blows my mind.
Okay. Okay, yeah. I did not know that. Did you see that? So Chris Mock is a corrections officer at Hawkins County Sheriff's Office too. Somebody just sent us to that just now. Thank you for sending that. Put that under the mocks right there. So we have the mocks still at Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, and the mocks are the ones that we found were connected to John Allen Biggins. This is strange right here. So let me find these screenshots of these footprints real quick, guys. And when I find those, this will make a lot more sense. I need your help, baby. You're gonna have to.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking for something.
You're gonna have to carry me through this, so I can.
I don't know what you're talking about, so that's.
Well, you know the footprint stuff.
Oh, the footprint stuff, yeah.
Well, help me.
So, what do you want me to talk about with the footprints?
I'm gonna pull these screenshots up of.
So basically, the neighbor. If you guys haven't heard us talk about this, you've probably not watched much of us because we've talked about it a lot, but. The neighbor, was it the 19th that they were found?
Yes, the 19th of June.
19th. So, yes. Yeah. So 4 days after Summer goes missing, her neighbor is in one of the Summer Wells groups. So he starts posting about, he's giving people updates. And I remember this when it happened because I was watching the groups.
Found him.
He posts about how there was a footprint or footprints. Well, no, it was one footprint on his property, right?
Yeah.
A single barefoot footprint of a child that was found on his property behind a ridge in the woods, and it was child size. So he posts about that. He says that the cops come and ask him and his wife what shoe sizes his kids are, because they were trying to rule out whether it was their kids' footprints or Summer's. The footprint had Summer's scent on them. The dogs hit on that footprint. By the time that they found that footprint, the dogs had just been brought in. So the searchers had already trampled all over that area. So they don't know if there was any other footprints along with hers, because at that point so many people had been through there, they couldn't definitively say that there was anybody else's.
And we're going to show you where he says this. These are his screenshots from Facebook. And thank you.
Can you mention that?
Yeah, hold on. I have to open this for. Here, be careful.
Okay.
Go drain it. Okay.
Okay.
Good job, buddy. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I don't know how to say it. How do you say that? Eudora's Mama's Garden. It says, Cam, not coincidence, as Tennessee is a hub of drug trafficking, like the ancient Silk Road. From our history lessons, connections grow all along the road. It's true. And like we said, if this doesn't have anything to do with Summer's case or with Michael Vaughan's case, maybe it saves another child, because we know right now we have officers from, not just one, but there's 4 that we know of. Well, sorry, 3, and the son of a corrections officer, who is Sherfy Jr. Sherfy Jr. is connected to the Mocs. If you haven't followed that, that's what we need to write down too. So we're going to try to follow along. Now? Sherfy is through the Mocs.
Okay.
And the Lights. And Frank Light. So if y'all had caught the live the other day, Frank Light and Daniel Sherfy are best friends. But we found that Sherfy is a Light himself. Okay? So it's just consistent, lines being connected. And I hope that makes sense, guys, and y'all are following what I'm putting down with that. So Sherfy is dating Christy Mock. Has been for how many years? 18?
Something like that. A long time.
Long time. Okay. She said current cases Frank Light's vehicle is from Utah. And we also showed that one of his family members that he listed on his Facebook, Frank Light listed on his Facebook, is from Fruitland, Idaho.
Not one of, the only person that he listed as a family member.
The only person listed on his Facebook as family is to a heart sock. What was his first name?
Hold on.
And that gets deeper too. That gets deeper into the into the drug circles and all that. Hiram Hartsock.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is I'm going to go over the footprint stuff, and I have the other one pulled up here too, so we can share it as well. Okay. So this is from the property owner in the Summer Wells case where one of the prints were found. Okay. It says, I do not watch news either, just here in the past 2 weeks following the news releases on Summer. This is the property owner right here that says, we just moved there about 7 months ago and live one house down from them. Search crews and deputies have been on our land pretty much every day and have been keeping us updated on what they are seeing in our evidence. There is physical evidence that she was in the woods by my house and in my neighbor's yard after she went missing. Now, that's another connection to the Goads, to the Mary Sexton, to the Mocks, Sherfys. That right there. One of the footprints was found on that property, on Mary Sexton's property. Now, she's passed away a couple days before Summer's 1 year. 1 year mark of her being missing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go through these. I'm gonna have to pull this up and click over. Now these probably aren't gonna be in order, but just follow along with me. That's the same one. I think I did them twice with different colors. Okay. Here's this part. This is the confirmation about the two different properties from property owner, okay? They found her footprints in a couple of different yards. I was standing 100 feet from the dogs when they identified her scent on a barefoot footprint. One, single. Now, I'm going to pull up the other one from Michael Vaughan's case after this, okay? And then we'll go back to this one. This will be, I'm glad I thought to do this. This puts it together a little better. Okay. It says her scent on a barefoot footprint. Deputy came over and asked what size shoes my kids wear and told me what they had found and that it was a fresh print and her scent. Nothing she could have fallen into, but I've been letting the search crews do their job and not disturbing where they're looking. Okay.
So remember, when Summer went missing, it was reported that she was possibly barefoot.
Right.
So, and the reason that he said nothing that she could have fallen into is because that was a big thing being talked about at that time. Well, is there any sinkholes or anywhere that she could have fallen?
And this is the weird thing, too, about her saying helicopters are still up. When they found, Dave Rader describes, Dave Rader is part of EquiSearch. If y'all are new to this and don't know who he is. Dave Rader is part of EquiSearch. When he first came into town on June the 19th, 2020, at 2 or 3 in the morning, he said that they had a lead that they thought was very promising, and they deployed everything they had at it because they thought they were going to find her. And they didn't. She says, no, helicopters are still up. Dogs are still out. Not a single trace so far. Possible footprint, but on the other side of the highway. He would never cross that road. Was it a shoe footprint? Was it a barefoot footprint?
Right.
That's where it gets strange. Now
I mean, either way, it's strange.
Now this right here, Jennifer Jean Hanna, this is Michael Vaughan. The other ones we are talking about is a neighbor a quarter of a mile from the wells. They said they live one house down, but that's actually a quarter mile. Now, if you look at the property out there in Hawkins County and Beach Creek, they're very spread apart. Okay? Let me pull the other stuff back up that we were going over. Okay. Can y'all see that? All right, good. There's so many men missing in the area. I keep waiting for them to say we have a SK and in the area. I know, right, Cat Lover? I'm the same way. That's the way I feel. And then, I haven't even got to feel or talk about Richard Timothy Honecker's case. I haven't even got to hear anything about it. I don't know what's going on with that. It's strange. So somebody here asked, was Sexton's daughter a correctional officer? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question. Thank you, Funny Face Brenda. Well, that's a good thing to look into. Look, and we know that Sherfy Sr., he emailed us that personally. He said the reason he was let go from Hawkins County is that he quit was due to threats from inmates and coworkers. Why would you be getting threatened by your coworkers at a sheriff's department? And how does that even work? Threats are a crime, right?
If I'm wrong, but I would not think it's out of the norm for COs to get threats from inmates.
Yeah.
But now, other coworkers?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Other officers and threats a crime?
Yeah.
So.
Why would you get let go?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they for threatening you?
I need to pull that email up.
My hair looks something awful today.
You work today. It's okay.
I know.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. This is a lot, so thanks for following along with us. Yeah, look, Hair Gal said Christy Monk is listed to work at the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, because when you said Chris earlier, we couldn't see that whole thing. I wondered if it was Christy.
Yeah. So that's probably who they're talking about then. Let me see. That's probably how they met. I guarantee it. All right. Now let me go to the next one. So the next screenshot here we have about the footprints. Now this.
All you had to do is click on it.
Oh, it says Christy Mock. Okay. Yeah. There is a Chris Mock too. I didn't click on it and open it up.
Good thing I didn't write Chris.
Yeah. This says search crews are back out today with dogs. Spoke with them briefly while they were walking by. No updates, but they are doing everything they can to find her. Let me see what the next one is.
Judy Johnson, please do email us.
Yeah. What does that say? Go up. Scroll down on me. Up.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh.
Kay Davis, thank you. There's definitely something with lights in Utah. Vehicle in Tennessee. Looking for screenshots since it's now gone since he last checked in. Okay. So here's some more of the screenshots from that. It says, I don't want to pry and understand if you can't answer this, but is there a police presence in the area still at all? I haven't seen any since they shut down the command center. So we know the command center was shut down on what? The 28th of June?
Yes.
28th of June. 26th or 28th? What was it? It's 28th.
28th, I'm pretty sure.
Because it was 13-day search.
Yeah. So 28th.
28th. I haven't seen any since they shut down the command center. They searched our whole area really well, though. They were on my land several times with large search crews. The helicopter with FLIR flew over my land for about 2 days straight. FBI was stopping every car that came near Ben Hill Road and searched them and taking account of who was in the car. There really isn't much more they can do in the immediate area. And a person says, thank you. Are any locals still out searching those woods? And it says, you're welcome. Most of my neighbors are now tending to livestock, baling hay, and checking fence lines daily. If there was any sign of her, they would see it during their daily work. So that was on the 28th. Now, I told you these aren't going to be in... what's going on in the chat?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I don't know what's going on, but...
Thank you, Kay Davis.
Not be arguing or disrespectful to each other.
Look, this is hard to follow along with, so please just try to get along. We're doing the best.
Thank you, Judy Johnson.
What happened? Hold on a second. It was something between lips and somebody. All right. I'll have to fix that in a minute, guys. I'm doing my best to try to keep up with everything right now. I gotta change that ringer. She's gonna kill me for not changing it. You're gonna kill me, Lips, for not changing that ringer. I'm sorry. I will do that. All right, guys. So, she was a corrections officer.
And then back.
Look at the address, too.
This is weird to me.
What?
If she was, I don't know.
Nursing? Is that her? What is that?
Well, she might not. I don't know if she like became a nurse or like just went and studied it for a while.
Allie just found something.
No, Judy Johnson sent it to us.
Judy Johnson just sent us this. So this is her. This is talking about Christy Mock's, her background and where she worked and everything. She has an address in Burgoynesville. It's which the only reason we know about Burgoynesville is because Donnell and Biggins' address was Burgoynesville too. I don't know if that probably has nothing to do with it unless you can see the address. What is the address?
I don't know. Hold on. Oh.
If it's the same address, I'm done.
No. It just says Burgoynesville.
Lisa Mack, thank you so much. Look at that.
I can't, what? Oh, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, there it is. There's the address.
No, it doesn't. It just goes. It's just pointing at Burgoynesville.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's there. What's that road right there?
Babe, it's literally just like the town.
I don't think so. Those roads right there is
Well, yeah, I know, but
that's not just the town.
But I'm just saying it doesn't.
Burgoynesville Creek Road, Long Bend. Yeah, we're gonna look into that. So let me see my notebook real quick. Let me write that down. So
basically, it says that she was a corrections officer / supervisor / jail administrator from August 2005 to June 2010. Then she went to another job from August. And obviously, these dates are not always 100% correct. Believe me, we know this because who corrected us on dates? Don Sherfy, Senior. But it says she went to some job doing data cleansing from August 2011 to January 2012, and then back to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to be a corrections officer from April 2012 to May 2014.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
But tell me how you have to quit from threats if she's a supervisor.
Right.
If your girlfriend's a supervisor, can't she stop the threats from coworkers?
Wouldn't she get rid of the people causing the problem?
Yeah. That's strange. That's just another. And then we have, it's not even mainly about them, but it is at the same time. But then you have Sherfy's son, Sherfy Jr., who's hit with over 1,000 images of child pee, and these both and the stepmother, I guess that's what she would be, right? His dad's girlfriend is the only one that goes to his defense on the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office post about him being arrested. Look, it's been going on for about a year now. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but it wasn't just that he just got found out by somebody random. It was who was it that ended up calling it in on him? The Center for Missing and Exploited Children are the ones that reported him uploading stuff on Snapchat and Instagram.
Right.
That's insane to me. I can be, it's like beating a dead horse, keep talking about this, but it's that important. The Center for Missing and Exploited Children are the ones who reported Sherfy Jr. over to Sullivan County, who then raided his mother's home and found over 1,000 images uploaded to Snapchat and Instagram. Well, now we just found out that his mother, or his stepmother, dad's girlfriend, whatever she is, Christy Mock, and Sherfy Senior, I would say is safe to 18 years. How long is that? She said 2005, 2000, right? 10? Is that how long she worked there? We're going to have to... 2004. Okay. I'd say it's safe to say that they either met through that or, something. I don't know. That's just strange to
Well,
me.
not necessarily. I mean, she might have.
It's not. Yeah, it's not
I
necessary.
mean,
But
one of them could have worked there and said, "Hey, go apply there" to their significant other.
true.
So
True.
we don't know.
Let me click over to the next one. Now, this is where it's going to get to. This is the next thing about the footprint stuff. This is where it connects back up to that property, I think. Oh, and this right here. This was a picture taken in Sullivan County or Kingsport Police Department's parking lot. There's a red truck with the ladder rack. We've showed that a bunch of times. And that ended up belonging to a detective, Sumi. But that, if you haven't seen that, that's strange to me. And that just kind of got swept under the rug very fast early on. Now, I don't know what I have in here. Here's some more. Deputies just knocked on our door and asked my wife for any tips on navigating our land and if we cared if they searched there. Looks like they are expanding the search area and they still do not know her whereabouts. That was on June 18th. This was before the footprints were located. What are you looking at?
Email.
What is that?
You just keep on.
Okay. She's looking at something, so maybe she found something. Hold on. Okay, and this is a big one right here. Last time I checked, I'm pretty sure I know where I live. I was in my yard when the search crew was on my property. I heard the dogs bark to identify a scent. A few minutes later, 2 deputies pulled in my driveway on a gator and told me they had found a child's barefoot footprint and the dogs identified summer scent on it. They asked what size shoe my kids wore and if my kids had been in the woods barefoot in the last couple of days. After they had found another footprint farther up on the ridge, my other neighbor's woods, so at some point she walked from the house through my yard into my neighbor's yard and in the woods behind their house. They brought out a massive search crew and searched all of my vehicles, buildings, and my entire property and flew the helicopter over us for several hours straight. Never found anything else that we know of. Hold on a second. Okay. So let me make sure everybody's following. So have you guys seen this? How many of you guys have seen these screenshots before? I would like to know. If this is new, I know a lot of people wanted me to go over this the other day and pull these back up.
What the?
Yeah, the screenshots of the footprint stuff. Because, I mean, we talked about it till we're blue in the face before,
Right.
But now people are starting to grasp onto it.
I think people are looking at things with a different mindset nowadays than earlier when we talked about the same stuff. So, which I'm very glad that people are.
Yeah. See, people said there's Laura Flint. She said she's never seen it before. Who said what? Said what's a screenshot? All right. Let me see if I have any more from this. Did you see this picture? I noticed something too about these pictures. This is Sharfie and Sharfie Jr. Did you see this whole picture though with the child?
Yeah.
Have you have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not gonna point it out. Then. Hold on.
I think they can change.
Yeah,
they did.
They
Usually
did.
It looks like this.
Good job.
But now it has a wider green and this
Different writing.
and it doesn't have the thing around it. It's placed up a bit.
Yep, good job.
Very observant.
So right here, you can see the two red trucks behind them. This is where, people are saying that here's the red truck, red truck, red truck. There's two of them right there behind this. I found this stuff freaking early on, and this is why these people stuck out so big to me. It's strange. And look, this isn't as formal. This live is not as formal as the other ones, and we don't have it put together so great. Are you going to tell everybody what you're working on over there?
Because I don't know about that right now.
Why?
I just don't know.
Okay. Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on a second. Let me fix this real quick. All right. So that should be okay. I don't know what happened there. I got kicked myself. All right. It's a secret cam. All right. So let me pull this stuff down. I want to open. So the best way I think that we're going to be able to do this tonight is I want to open this panel up, and then we'll talk about this stuff, because then I think it'll be easier for me to answer if we have people that are wanting to question, have questions about this stuff. So that's what I'll do. Hold on one second. Either that or we can do call. I think we'll open panel tonight. Lip Locked, if you want to come up, I think you got some stuff that you can add to this too. Anybody?
Okay, I'm back. So sorry.
Oh, Steph Hammond, what did you ask about the prints? There's a lot more. So there's multiple screenshots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get them all put together in order, and I'll put those out maybe in a community post or something so people have them to go by. Okay. Did those links go out there? Yeah. Just come in if you want to join, and we'll talk about it. And close this out.
Right. So Steph Hammond. So whenever they found the footprint and the footprints on the other property, like I was saying before, I don't know if you were in here when I said it, but searchers were already out searching that property before the dogs came in and alerted to her scent on those footprints. So by the time that the dogs got there, the searchers had already walked all over that whole area, and there was already their footprints there. So by the time that the dogs alerted on her alleged footprint, they couldn't tell if there was any other footprints with hers, because there was so many footprints from all the searchers.
Right.
So,
here's this. Should I show this?
Yeah.
By the way, he got a booger. He's so stupid. He made me look too. He made me look in the mirror too. All right, here, let me share this real quick with y'all. I don't know if you saw this. This is proof about Sherfy's arrest right here. There's Lip Locked right there. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up and I'll bring you up. Hey.
Hi, kiddos.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing well, but I have a plate full of fried chicken and taters and tomatoes in front of me.
Oh, man.
And I don't want to eat especially thank you for inviting me up. It's my first time up on your panel.
Yeah,
It
no
is.
problem.
I don't know how much more actually I can contribute to your discussion about Biggins. You pretty much have covered what little bit I was able to find out. I don't know if you remember how I happened to stumble across that he had worked for Hawkins County. When the news release came out on WJHL, the initial news release about Biggins,
Yeah.
I put his name in my Google search bar just to see what else there might be out there. And all of the press releases were like the standard press release, the same thing WJHL had.
Yeah.
So I just, on a lark, I started scrolling and I came across that article. I think that I told you about it.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah, she showed
right.
that.
That he
I
had
would
worked
have
through.
never found that if you hadn't have said it in the chat that night, because we hadn't found that.
Yeah, so that was
And-
good that you found that.
And that was what really piqued my curiosity. Up until then, I was like, oh, gee whiz, another one nearby.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was like, now, wait a minute. When, and see, I don't know how we can find out, or even if we can. Cam, I want to know, when did he leave Hawkins County? And did he leave voluntarily or was he fired?
Right.
I want to know, when did he start at Sullivan?
True, and I think that shouldn't be hard to find out. I think that we can find that out. If I'm thinking about just calling and asking. I mean,
Well, I did too. I honestly thought about calling HCSO and asking for their human resources department, and I didn't do it. But I honestly thought about calling up like I was a potential employer that he had applied for.
yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, that would be lying to law enforcement in an open active investigation. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it should. Would that be information that they couldn't give right now? You think?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, they should be able. I mean, they should.
You would think that would be.
And why he switched, because it's funny, like you said, you have Randy Hass, who I don't know where he worked beforehand either, and he's from Hawkins County, and he's the one that got. And I don't know if he had ties from Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. That would be something to find too. But we know that Sullivan County, it's like they're just jumping right over the line over there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's strange.
I found it intriguing when you did your piece on all of this and you started connecting these dots with Idaho and other places.
Yeah.
I got this idea, and you may have seen it. I started researching this phenomenon of 6 degrees of separation, the degrees of separation. And when you start looking at that phenomenon, everything you're saying makes so much sense to me. I mean, the potential is there, and with a potential connection, maybe. Another thing, and I put it in your chat a minute ago, I can't remember where I saw it, where I found it. I found something on the internet that said Frank Edward Light owned a white truck that had Utah tags on it.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that. I know that Don Wells' truck has has Ogden tags on it, actually, Utah. His white GMC Sonoma. And I always thought that was weird too, that it still had Utah tags on it after all this time. But
yeah.
I didn't know Frank Light has. I've seen a lot of people talking about that though, and I think that's strange.
I'm going to go back and start poking around maybe in my history, that it was like months and months ago when I was looking into him. I do have a source down there that I can actually, now that I think about it, I could contact and find out for sure. But
did you see
I
that?
know that I know I saw that. I know I did.
Did you
That's
see that
crazy.
the only family member he has listed on his Facebook was one out of Fruitland, Idaho?
No.
Yeah, Hiram Hartsock. And
I
he's
heard you. Well, I heard you mention the name, but I didn't hear the connection.
yeah,
Wow.
that's the only person that he has listed on his Facebook as a family member, and that one's out of Fruitland. I don't understand that.
I don't
Um,
either. It
and
goes to that 6 degrees of separation thing I'm talking
yeah,
about. I wish a few kids had time. I know you're super busy, but I wish you would at least look, just Google degrees of separation.
I
And I
will.
think it will pull together for you the phenomenon that you are actually you're putting together. Now, the main reason I felt like there was a possibility of a connection between Michael Vaughan and Summer Wells is when Chief Huff from the Fruitland, Idaho Police Department gave the presser last week.
Mm-hmm.
A member of the press asked him if they had found connections with any similar cases or other cases. The reporter did not mention Summer Wells' name,
Yeah, he did.
merely asked, have you found connections with any other cases? Chief Huff brought up Summer Wells
Yeah,
and indicated, well, he said, we've found no connection. Well, what does that indicate? They were looking for one.
yeah.
Right.
They were looking for one, and I don't
They are looking.
know about all these different people, and that's why I've been trying to. I'm putting it together to give him a report that makes sense. So I'm
And
trying.
I'm sorry, had he not specifically, when not asked her name, had he not specifically said Summer, it wouldn't really have, if he had said, no, we found no connection with any other missing children cases, but he
Yeah,
specifically said Summer.
Right.
strange, and that means that they've looked into it and they've seen something that's piqued their interest. That doesn't
That's made them think that
that yeah, that's made
They're
them think.
seeing something like you're seeing something.
Yeah, I just and what's been so hard with this is having to be so discreet with some of the things that I want to talk about and can't. Because it would make it a lot easier to follow if I could say I'm trying to not put people's names out there that don't need to be put out there that haven't already been public. That's what's making it so hard to bounce all around the place here.
Well, and it's difficult, but imperative that your sources be protected.
Yeah,
right.
Or that it really, and I'm saying that to you as a retired news director, television news anchor, and who now is a YouTuber, and everybody's heard me say this. I have a confidential source in Kingsport who was born and raised in Light Holler, has not lived there for a number of years, has never been on YouTube, has never had a channel, has never been on a panel, and you don't really see them in chats other than occasionally mine.
yeah,
And I would go to jail before I would tell anybody who that person is.
same with one of the people that are been
Absolutely.
helping us.
And so, sweethearts, that comes a place where you protecting your source is more important, honestly, than your audience believing you.
Yeah, it's true.
That's very true.
That's very true.
Especially
So,
with stuff like this, because it's very dangerous. Just the stuff
absolutely.
if there
Absolutely.
is potentially certain things going on. It's scary.
Yeah,
Well, and darlings, I can only imagine from your perspective. I've not been in your shoes. I'm way up here in the hills and hollows of Arkansas. I've never met Don and Candace
yeah,
or Candy Hair. I've never been to that part of Tennessee. But the almost 13 months for me now of research that I have done have revealed this is an extremely dangerous situation.
it is.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's not just about Summer.
Right.
It's about all these around her.
you're starting to deal, like you said, we're starting to deal with people that are in power, people that have pull, people that former law enforcement people that do carry guns, until they're convicted of this stuff, they can carry their guns unless the judge says otherwise. And, they even said that with John Allen Biggins, when they got him, he had a firearm with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That caused me great concern, and
Same.
probably for the same reason as you kids and your viewers.
Yeah.
He thinks he's going to North Carolina to meet a mom with a 4-year-old child for we know what.
Yeah.
Right.
Why did he take a loaded firearm? Now, some would say, well, he's a law enforcement officer. True, but he was off duty and he was crossing state lines. So why did you take it? What were you anticipating might happen that you needed that maybe?
Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't anticipating encountering law enforcement. We know that. He wasn't looking for a shootout with the cops.
Yeah. That is concerning. And, and he traveled that far to North Carolina from Sullivan County. I think it was in Asheville, which people would say, oh, well, he just cut through Johnson City and went over the mountain. But still, you're going out of your way because you felt that confident about something. He's got a firearm with him. Was he planning on not returning a child after meeting with them? Was he, that's strange. So we already know that the feds know that this is happening to act like a mother that would be. Didn't they say that in the affidavit that he made it out to the vehicle, like they were going out to a vehicle to like, I guess, do a trade-off or whatever they were doing? I saw something that I think Cher even read something about the affidavit.
I've seen something like that, but I can't remember exactly where.
Yeah.
I know he was arrested without incident, according to the report.
Right.
Do you know, did he have the firearm on his person or in his vehicle? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm
Either
sure
way.
that he had it concealed.
May I go slightly off topic and ask you a question?
Yeah.
It's only slightly off topic. Okay. Have you guys seen the reports on the District 9 commissioner there in Tennessee who was arrested his name is Jimmy. Hang on just a second. I'll be right back.
You're fine. Thank you, Aussie Tricia. We appreciate it. It is scary stuff, and we're trying to be careful.
His name is Jimmy Ray Neal, Neal, and he's the 9th District Commissioner, and he was arrested by Homeland Security in May for the same thing.
Wow.
He also was a Tennessee highway patrolman.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You said he was the 9th district, what?
9th District Commissioner.
Golly.
And when you pull his name up, the first things you're going to see are articles almost exactly like Biggins. It was Homeland Security. And here's what got me. That guy was an administrator of a site on, Kik, K-I-K, that app.
Yeah.
Okay. It's also being widely used here in the state of Arkansas.
Golly.
And right before, we're talking about degrees of separation. I won't get you too far off because I really want to eat my fried chicken.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay, but this is from the November 7th, 2021 Arkansas Democrat Gazette newspaper. And the name of the article, the title is Siloam Springs Man Among Arrestees in Child P Case. Okay. This man was also using the Kik app.
Golly.
The same app that the Jimmy Ray Neal was using. Yeah. They were both administrators. They were both uploading. They were both downloading. And the timing, and this, I'm kind of reaching here, but the timing of this man's arrest, Cameron Kelly Maccabee of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Okay. This was a federal arrest, just like these others, and other arrests were made because of what he said and what they found. And it just, there's the Arkansas connection thing with Pamela Wells. Don and Candace met in Arkansas.
That's what I was getting ready. I'm so glad you brought that up just now. Did you know that they lived in so did you know that Karen Goad, Mary Sexton, Clyda Trent, they all lived under the same household together?
I heard you say that, but I didn't know it before that.
Yeah, that's so that goes back into their, I guess, to the sister wife kind of thing.
Right.
Possibility.
Speculation
there. I don't know why they all lived under the same roof. It's this person that we've got that's doing some research. I mean, she's awesome. She's tied some stuff that you remember the home that came up on Center Street for a while back?
Yes. Yes.
That's legitimate. I didn't think it was for a while, but it is. That was a legitimate address, and that was through Don Will's son and Pamela Wells.
Yeah. And as you kids know, Donald Wells the third, I guess we would call him, is a registered SO in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Right.
Because all these Arkansas connections is what got me wrapped up in Summer's case.
Yeah.
Because just everywhere I would turn, it's like Arkansas, 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 Arkansas. And as you kids know, and your viewers know, the freaking interstate runs right straight out of Tennessee, across the state of Arkansas, and right into Oklahoma.
Yep, 81.
Where a lot of this is involved.
Yeah. Right. I'll tell you something. You brought up the Tennessee State Police with that guy, Jimmy Raynell. I was talking to somebody the other day that said that where she lives somewhere it's in Tennessee. I think it was in the middle part of Tennessee. She said that she asked the Tennessee State Trooper about Summer Wells. He had no idea who she was, never seen a picture of her, anything. That's in the middle part of Tennessee. Now that should not even be happening. How do the Tennessee State Police not know anything about that? And why is her picture not up over there?
Right.
There are people on the other side of the world who know about Summer.
Yeah.
Right.
And
every law enforcement officer in the state of Tennessee and every surrounding state should know of her.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get an attitude. I get that.
It's true. You're 100% right. And when I heard that the other day, and she's probably in here, Yo Bubs, when she's in here, she would back me up on that. She's the one that told me that. She said that she asked, it was a Tennessee State Trooper had stopped and they were doing a wreck or something outside on the main road. And she asked about Summer Wells. He said, who? He didn't even know anything about it. Didn't know anything about the case. Didn't even know to be looking for a child.
So he's out there working the roads and he pulls over a car and the people have Summer in the car and he doesn't even know that this is a missing child. Oh my word.
Yeah.
Oh.
Insane. It's totally it doesn't make sense to me. Like that should be on their daily briefings. I know that the cops go in and have a daily briefing every day.
Yeah.
That should be on
all of the missing there should be part of their, remember this one. It's in your computer you carry in your car, keep a lookout. Yeah.
Or even if they did like an old school thing, like how like you used to go to Walmart and they would have the missing people. They should have that in every police station, every single one in the state, and have every missing person just to refresh.
That's a great idea. That is a really good idea.
But back to what you were saying about like the interstate, in my heart, I feel like that's a reason that there are so many of these terrible people in that area is just because the interstate. And that scares me because the interstate goes straight by our town. And so who knows how many are, I feel like they place themselves there because they can use the interstate very easily to go and do the things that they're doing.
So I already found out about Frank's Utah plates just now. They came back registered to Shandita. I don't know what that means, but that's what she said. Frank's Utah plates came back registered to Shandita.
Is Shandita a person?
I've
Is
never heard.
I haven't
I've
either.
never heard that name.
Hold on a second. And let me ask her which address that the Wells all address that all the women lived at. See, that's what this. She's been doing this for over a year. This research nonstop, and she's put a lot of stuff together. Like I'm able to follow it, knowing like us sitting here, like I can read it and follow it, but putting it out there for everybody, it's a lot different. It's a different story. It's
I'm
rough.
telling you, I don't have a whiteboard, but I've had people tell me I need to get one.
Yeah, I've got one. I've got to
We have
unbolt
one,
it
but
from the
it's-
wall.
and it's not big enough
Yeah, it's
for.
I saw you a while ago when you were going to reach up and take it down, and you were like, "Oh yeah, we bolted it to the wall." It sounds like something I would do. Oh well, darlings, I don't know if I can actually contribute
Indeed, a
anything
lot.
else. I do want to eat, and I don't want to eat on camera.
I understand.
So I'm going to drop down, but I'm going to go back into chat and be modding. And thank you so very much for trusting me with that wrench.
You're welcome.
Oh,
And
yeah,
thank you for
absolutely.
helping us with it. And that Shandita is Shandita Light from Light Hollow, is what she just said.
Shandita Light from Light Holler. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking some questions in the background about that as well. And if I'm able to find out anything, I'll let you guys know. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
you
All
were
right,
welcome
ladies.
here.
I love you. Thank you again.
Love you too. See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Yeah. So thank you, Woodfog, for coming up. Hold on a second. I'm trying to get that address for where all of them live together at. This right here, guys, is this is how we get more information and we crowdsource. That's exactly what it is. It's crowdsourcing right here. She just gave us the Jimmy Ray Neal. What there might be a connection there. We have all these RSOs coming out of police departments on Tennessee. In Tennessee, they're going over into North Carolina and getting busted. They're getting, we have connections from these RSOs to law enforcement that aren't law enforcement that stretch into Fruitland, Idaho, and all that. We're trying to build a very, I guess, easy to read, easy to follow. What is this? Report to maybe to give to them or the Fed, to give to Fruitland, Idaho, or the feds.
Since we know that Hawkins County does not want it.
Yeah, it's what it seems like.
Right.
Hawkins County doesn't pay attention to anything we've tried to give. Tried to give them.
Think about how off-putting that is to people who might have a legitimate tip that really could help.
Right. Right. I mean, if it comes from YouTube, it's like they don't want it.
Right. But
people are
like we said before, what if it doesn't come from YouTube, but what if it was something that somebody knew and they didn't realize, and then they saw something on YouTube that like sparked their memory, and then they're like, okay, well, let me go and tell law enforcement. They call them and they say, okay, so I was watching this YouTube video, and then they are automatically just turned away,
Yeah, it's for real, guys. We're gonna continue to put this stuff together. I think that's all I got. I got to get off here and eat supper myself.
Yes.
It's 9:30 at night. We've got to eat. So I appreciate y'all joining. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to be trying to answer emails and stuff that we haven't got to over the past few days. She was working. I've been taking a break to let my mind glue back together. So we're going to continue to look into stuff. Thank you so much. Oh, okay. Birdie's Crime Chat, if you want to email us, I will be looking for that immediately. I think we're going to pray and we'll get out of here. That's one thing we'll never stop doing. We'll pray until we get to the answers. All right. Thank you to all of our mods in here. Thank you to everybody who makes this channel be a channel. There's 706 people in here. Please put your touch DNA on that like button. That's all we ask for here. We greatly appreciate it. But we will pray, and we will, pray that the Lord brings all this together and that we can get answers. All right. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for letting us come together. Thank you for us being able to look past petty things and share information and crowdsource and find connections where others may not find them. Lord, let there be something in this that helps a child somewhere. If not Summer, if not Michael Vaughan, let us be on top of uncovering something dark that children don't have to, and parents don't have to be worried about when they let their children go outside and play. Lord, thank you for everything you do in our life. We ask for a hedge of protection around Michael Vaughan and a hedge of protection around Summer Wells and all the other cases that don't get the attention that they should, Lord. We ask for blessings for each and every one of the people that are in this chat, people that might not even know that they need you, God. We ask for you to just be right there and answer their every need. We pray these things in your mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
Guys, I think that's it for us. So remember, at the end of the day, everybody wants justice.
But justice doesn't have to be carried out with hate.
We'll catch you on the next one. Till next time, keep on cracking. God bless.
See ya.
See ya.